Hola, buenas noches. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday evening. I'm trying to stay on my stuff, be on my schedule, come live every week. But as some of you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I have a guest in town for the next 2 weeks. So let me just say, who knows how this live is going to go, if my guest is going to allow me to work or if she's going to come in here and interrupt. So tonight we're going to have to be flexible and be loose. How are y'all doing? Hey, Valerina. Hey, everybody. Say hello in the chat. I'm also just giving people time to get here because I know that what is this? YouTube is a little off with the notifications. And I know that some people, if they weren't already here, are getting served an ad. So I'm trying to give everybody here before we jump into things. So hey y'all, how you doing? Um, oh, there was something um I was gonna say, but it just flew out of my brain. You can tell today has not been productive. So hey, I'm glad y'all are here. All right, so what are we talking about tonight? In case you haven't heard, I will be doing a no spin or low spend challenge starting August 16th, going through September 16th. And who am I and why would I do such a thing? I'm so glad you asked. If you are new here, I'm Adelia Aborishade. Um, Basically, everybody knows me as Picky Girl Travels because I am picky and I travel. But in addition to that, I am also a financial educator and I help people, primarily Black women, become financially confident and make decisions with their money that serve them. And that could be anything. That could be, how do I move things around so that I can travel the world for a year? How can I move abroad? How can I open a yo-yo factory? Doesn't matter what the dream is, I am here to help you get your money right so that you can live that dream. And so um, I thought, I know for me personally, a no spend month right about now would be really, really good. And so I figured some of you might also be in such a situation. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about how to get ourselves ready. For that no spend, low spend month. If you've got questions, please drop them in the chat and listen to Alicia. Hit the like button. Um, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but the algorithm has not been algorithming and folks are not seeing my videos. So, y'all can help with that, Picky Girl Nation, by hitting like on videos that you like, sharing those videos with folks, or if you've always watching me, you've been served my videos, but you aren't technically subscribed to the channel, that could help as well. So yeah, listen to Alicia. Uh, let's see. Okay, so like I said, if you've got questions, drop them in the chat. Before we jump into things, I do have some announcements because I'm horrible about remembering to tell y'all about things. I think y'all know that Reclaim the Retreat, the 2024 dates are up on the website, reclaimtheretreat.com. Um, Ivana Robinson and myself, we host coaching and cultural retreats at different places around the world. And if you are looking to change your life and you would like to kind of get away in order to focus on doing that, one of our retreats might just be the thing you're looking for. So I wanted to remind y'all of that. I also need to remind you, if you are interested in doing the challenge, you can sign up. Um, on my website, piggygirltravelstheworld.com, no spin challenge. I don't think you have to put the hyphens in there. And I forgot to change that ticker from last week. I will, throughout the challenge, you'll get an email or two, not a lot, with tips, helpful printables, that kind of stuff. So I know I needed to tell y'all that. And I'm sure there is something else I am forgetting. But well, hopefully it'll come back to mind and I can share it with you. Okay, Orletta is putting no spin, low spin on her calendar. All right. August 16th through September 16th. That's the plan, okay? So the idea behind this no spend or low spend challenge really kind of came from my own like looking at my bank account like, girl, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? Why are you spending all this money? So there is that, and I have to sneeze. Sorry about that. Couldn't hit the mute button fast enough. Okay, so there is that, but also recently I've had several one-on-one clients who we were talking about like what's going on with their finances and figuring things out, and um it got me to thinking about when you're in this situation where, like you don't really know what's going on with your finances other than you are displeased with them. You aren't being able to do the things with your money that you would like to. I think a no spend or low spend challenge is a good way to sort of hit the reset button on what you are doing financially. So I was thinking to myself, that's what this client needs. And then I was thinking, I bet there are folks in the greater community who could also benefit from that. So that's where the idea came from. Now, what is a no spin challenge? It is exactly what the name sounds like. Pick a specific amount of time for which you are going to challenge yourself not to spend. Some people do no spin challenge and they go as long as they possibly can. Some people say, I'm gonna try and do it for a day. Because for some folks, that is a huge accomplishment if they cannot spend money for a day. Because y'all know, you've been outside this summer, outside is expensive. Um, I was in the US briefly yesterday, and all I kept thinking is, girl, just get here, handle your business and get back to Mexico because the prices in the US are something else. Everything costs at minimum $50, $100. So you can pick a specific time. That could be one day, that could be a week, that could be a month. There are people who do no spend years. Okay. So there is the whole gamut. We are going to start with a month. And if you decide that you would like to continue the challenge, continue not spending money, that's great. Now, does that mean you can't spend any money? No, that is not what that means. A no spend or a low spend challenge, no spend is I don't spend any money on non-necessities. You gotta eat, you gotta have a place to live, you have to be able to do the things you need to do in order to work. Those are necessities. Okay. A no spend challenge is about not spending on the non-essential things, sort of to reset, to reevaluate. If you ever have the feeling of like the money is just flowing out, but you can't put your finger on where it's going, you're like, I know I got a promotion, I know I got a raise, but I'm not seeing that. A challenge like this is a good way to sort of put the brakes on so that if you're not spending, you can kind of see, okay, where would the money be going? It gives you a chance to focus. Low spend is exactly what it sounds like, that you want to spend less. Maybe there is a particular area, troublesome area, a problem area where you're spending. Maybe you feel the spending in that particular area is out of control, or you don't like the amount of money you're spending in a particular area. So you might decide that, hey, I want to cut all of my non essential spending by 50%. And so that could be your low spend challenge for the month that we're doing this. Okay. So it's not that you cannot spend any money, although, there are folks who really, really challenge themselves and go all out like that. I'm not asking y'all to do that. I'm not going to do that myself. So okay, so that's what the challenge is in a nutshell. Okay. Um, why do we want to do it? We kind of talked about that, as a way to kind of press pause, especially if you're feeling like your money situation is a little out of control. You don't like the way things are feeling. This is a good way to make yourself press pause. This could be a good way to sort of stop doing behaviors that aren't serving you and be the basis of forming new behaviors when it comes to your money. Um, some of you already know where those problem areas are: eating out, art supplies, going outside, Uber Eats. Some of you kind of have an idea. But I think for some of you who are like, I don't know where the money is going, I think doing this challenge for this month will help you identify, like, where are your leaks? What are your weak spots? What are what are your spending habits? I think with us primarily being in a cash free society, I know we're not 100% there in the US, but especially in the wake of the pandemic, a lot of places I noticed when I was there are don't take cash, you know. And I think for convenience, a lot of us are not spending cash. And let's be real, swiping a card, tapping that card, um, that doesn't feel like real money. You don't feel the pain or the sensation of, "Oh, I now have less money to spend," when all you doing is swiping and tapping, you know? So it's very easy in a society where we're not really using cash as much anymore. It's very easy to kind of lose track of how and where you're spending your money, what your triggers are, that sort of thing. Bree, I've been on a no spin for the last few months. I'm exhausted. I have to admit, LOL, no life, but the money saved is awesome. Yeah. And I think as a temporary situation, as a temporary tool, I think these are good. I would never expect anybody to like live their life like that because y'all know on this channel, on this platform, we are about ease, not suffering. But sometimes we do have to kind of tighten the belt a bit so that we can make sure that the way we are spending is in alignment with our values and our goals. That's really what this is all about, is making sure that the way you are spending your money is really serving you and helping you create the life that you want. um, High Vibe said, I'm using my credit card for all my expenses. It's easier to track and everything is paid on time. I notice I spend less on frivolous stuff. You're probably the first person I've heard who is using their credit card primarily and buying less frivolous stuff. It sounds like you are like reading your statement at the end of every month and looking at where the things go. A lot of folks I talk to, and maybe this is, the flaw of my sample. A lot of the people that I talk to, all they're looking at is what the balance is at the month. They're never looking at the details of what they're paying. So sounds like you are tapped in. Um, oh, Magda, I love this. Best quote I've heard about money. Sorry, y'all. It just got very windy outside, and it sounds like I heard something come loose. Just wanted to make sure one thing come through this window. Um, Best quote I've heard about money. You have to tell your money where to go, or it will tell you where it's been. I like that. I like that. And we could get into all of y'all know a lot of the way we behave about money is psychological. People tend to say, well, I'm bad with money. That's why my spending is this way, or I'm not good at money. I don't know. A lot of our behaviors when it comes to money is psychological. And unless we really deal with that piece, it's hard to make any big changes. Um, okay. Yep. I knew it. High vibe. I check my account daily because I have things on auto pay. Way to go. Way to go. Okay. All right. So we've talked about like what it is, what are the basics. So how are we going to get ready um for the challenge that is in 14 days? 14 days, I think, if I'm doing the math right. 14 days. Um, so I think first thing we gotta do to prepare is we have to, like, get there mentally. This is not, about good, bad, punishment, anything like that. This is a temporary thing we're going to do so that we can be better with our money. Um so we got to prepare ourselves mentally and know that this is temporary. This is not permanent, right? We need to think about what are some of the financial goals that you have had in the back of your mind. Maybe you were with Ivana and myself back in January when we hosted the vision board workshop, and maybe there were some financial goals you put on that vision board, or you chose a word for this year or a theme for this year. Like my theme is flourish. I want to flourish and I want to live with flourish. And if I don't have control of my money, I can't do that. So I want you, in preparation for the challenge, I want you to think about what were those things you said you wanted to do with your money this year? What were the things you said you wanted to change? What were the goals you were saving up for? Like go back and revisit those things, so that you can kind of see where you are, what you're doing. Excuse me, y'all. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. My house guest is getting a little rambunctious in there. So yeah, go back and revisit those goals. And this is not about feeling bad about like, oh my gosh, it's July. And I mean, it ain't July, is it? It's August. Time just keep timing, huh? This is not about feeling bad about where you are in the progress of those goals. It's not about that. It's about revisiting, does that goal still fit you? And acknowledging whether or not your behavior so far this year, your financial behavior so far this year, actually is in alignment with that goal. And if you find that it isn't, well, then this challenge is right on time for you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, Something else that you want to do in order to prepare is, make a list of What are your expenses? You may not have this lying around. And I want you to group those, like what are the things that you have to have? Okay. Because this kind of goes hand in hand with like, you've got to decide what your rules are going to be for the challenge because all of us are different people. All of our financial situations are different. All of our goals are different. And so, how we spend our money is going to look different, and how we not spend our money is going to look different. Okay. So, um, I want you to think about what are my expenses? Where do I spend money? Okay. I want you to think about what are going to be your rules for this challenge. Like maybe you really want to do this, but I have chosen a time period in which your birthday occurs and you like, but girl, I'm going to spend some money for my birthday. Okay. So maybe you write that into your rules for this challenge. Like there is no non essential spending with the exception of my birthday. And I'm going to cap spending on my birthday or whatever the special occasion is at this amount. Okay. Um, so you need to think about like what is your goal? Is Do you want to just do this the most traditional way, which is to not do any non-essential spending? Or are there specific categories that you want to target? If you are thinking about doing this as a low spend challenge, this would be identifying what are those areas? How much do you want to lower the amount that you're spending? Um, F Doctor, is this question for me? Um, I I'm not gonna tell y'all to budget because I don't think everybody needs to. No, when I say expenses, I'm like, where is the money going? Like housing, food, are you eating out? Or does that mean you're getting your hair done? Like where does your money go? And this might be kind of an aha moment. Like as we're starting and preparing for this, um, where you think you're spending your money might be very different than at the end of the month because let's be real, over the 4 weeks there are going to be times when it's like, oh, I want to buy that, or I want to go hang out and walk the end caps at Target, but you agreed to do this no spend challenge so you can't. So what you may discover at the end of this that, oh, I thought I was spending my money here. Not only was I spending it there, but when I get frustrated with the man in my life, I always go out and spend money here, there, or whatever. Okay. So no, not a budget, but just what are the things you typically are spending money on in a in your life, okay? And then from there, you're going to figure out, okay, what things are you not going to spend on for this challenge? Okay. I don't want anybody feeling like they need to go the most what's the word I'm looking for? The most Spartan as they can. Like, I do not want you eating ramen noodles out of the same bowl with the same fork 6 days a week. That is not what we're talking about doing. Okay. We're not about deprivation. Okay. Okay. Angie, I'm glad you mentioned this as we're talking about setting up your rules for the challenge. Angie says, every time I turn around, there's some special occasion to attend or a relative's birthday, except I'm going to have to start saying no and not worry about feelings. Absolutely. If you are thinking, you know what, Angie, I got the same thing going on, but I can't say no. Okay. So if this is something that happens in your life, as you are creating your rules for the challenge, think about what is a reasonable amount. I'm going to cap this at so much for the month. so much per instance. I don't know, but I think anticipating problem areas like this um, will go a long way in helping you be successful throughout the month. I'm seeing a lot of folks in here talking about eating out. And somebody in one of the posts I made about doing the challenge, somebody asked, "Well, Adelia, what you gonna do? Because y'all know I don't cook." She, she was like, "Are you gonna cook?" And so that's something I've got to think about for this challenge is what is my rule going to be? Because eating is an essential thing. Now, does that mean do I have to eat out? No, but I do not like to cook. So I am going to have to decide what the rule is going to be. Like, is it I have this much as a food budget and like I don't that's my cap? I don't know. So that's one of the things I'm gonna have to figure out. And it might mean I'm sitting over here eating sandwiches for a month because I don't want to cook because I have a full kitchen. I have a refrigerator that is empty at the moment except for beverages. So, like, I have the capacity to cook. It is not something I enjoy. But I'm trying to, like, push the reset button, so I may have to get a little uncomfortable for the month. It'll build character, I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay. So, other things. You know what? Cereal is good. Luck and the problem here is a lot of cereal is imported. So y'all know how much cereal costs in America. Add like probably double that for a box of cereal. So yeah, because cereal would be the easy answer. But I don't know. I don't know. Uh and see, this is the thing about living here in Mexico City. For those of you that might be new and might not know that, but I do live in Mexico City. It might actually be cheaper for me to eat out than to buy stuff and cook at home. I just may need to be strategic about where I eat. So I still need to work that out. I need to work that out. Okay. So we talked about figuring out what your rules are. Um, and I think we also one of the things we need to kind of to do in preparation of this is sort of anticipate like our triggers, our spending triggers. One of the things I recommend everybody do, not just people who are doing a no spend challenge. I recommend this to everybody for security reasons, for, like not frivolously spending or spending unintentionally is to remove your saved credit card information from the sites you typically order from. And I know y'all are thinking, but that is so convenient. I know it is, but one, from a data side, from a security side, this is why when sites get hacked, we've then got to worry like, oh, they've got my information. If you never store your credit card information, uh, in those sites, that means every time you get ready to make a purchase, you manually have to get up, get the card, and hopefully going through that process. You want to make spending for your triggers, you want to make that as inconvenient as possible. So, if you've got to manually get up every time and go get the card and enter all the numbers, hopefully that will make you think twice and remember that hey, this month I'm not supposed to be spending stuff. So think about those sites. I know for a lot of y'all is Amazon. I would also say Uber Eats, Postmates, Rappi. Remove your credit card information from them because you want to make it as inconvenient for you to spend the money as you possibly can. So, that's something that you can do. Um, one of the things that really is no longer an issue for me because when I really embraced minimalism, I stopped shopping for entertainment. But if one of the things that you do when you're bored, when you ain't got nothing to do, um, is I mentioned Target because this that used to be my spot. Uh, is like you say things like, "Oh, let me go run up to Target and just kind of see what they got." What they got ain't nothing you need. Like, think about that phrasing, "Let me see what they have," not, "I need to get this specific thing from this store." For me, it was Target. For you, it could be Saks. It could be, I don't even know no other stores. Walmart. I know Walmart be getting a lot of folks in trouble. Uh, but that's something you do, and for this time period, you're saying, "I'm not gonna do that." What are you going to do instead? Let's anticipate that trigger or that weak spot and have a backup plan. Like, when I get the urge to go to Target, Imma go do a load of laundry, I don't know, or I'm gonna do a walk around the block, or if, like, if there are things when that you're like, I should do more of this, maybe we pair those things together. So when I get the urge to go to Target, I really been meaning to drink more water, I will drink a glass of water or I will walk around the block or something like that. But I think it is much better to have a plan than to just find yourself in the situation and then try and white knuckle it. It's this is not the best analogy, but it's the one I got. It's kind of like with drug addicts and alcoholics. Like, don't let you find yourself in the situation where you're going to be tempted and you don't have a plan. Have a plan to help you prevent from getting in that situation. Not my best analogy, but that's what we're working with today. Okay. I'm looking at y'all's comments. F doctor. Yeah, no, I don't do vegetables. But there are some simple go-to easy foods that I could have around, that I could stock up on. I mean, because that's what I do when I travel, when I don't know what the food situation's gonna be. Um, let's see. Oops. Okay, Bree says, give yourself spending obstacles. I keep my money in a high yield savings account. So anytime I think of transferring money to my main account, I think about how long it will take to transfer. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You want to make it inconvenient for you because part of the reason your spending is not doing what you want it to do is because so much of these things are very easy. Like, they design it that way. This is like when you go visit your favorite retail website, and they ask you about accepting the cookies. Those cookies help them serve up things to you that your past visits have told them you're more likely to buy. So, like, we are living in a system that is geared toward making it really easy for us to spend our money, maybe not in the ways that are aligned with how we want to live our lives. Um, okay, the dollar spot in Target, is any of that stuff even a dollar anymore? Yep, PayPal is one. I know because it makes it really easy to pay for things. I don't want anybody. I see this comment here. I'm also letting go of clutter and feeling ashamed of accumulating so many things I never used. I don't want you to feel ashamed about that. I think I would rather you feel sort of, not maybe renewed is not the word, but let's reframe that. It's more of you are taking action, and it doesn't matter how long it has taken you from when you bought the stuff to taking action now of deciding, "Hey, I'm not using this, let me get rid of it." Um, but don't feel shame about it. You made a decision at the time that fit with how you were living your life. You are a different person now, and you are allowed to change that. Now, this is something that I think could be an opportunity because often, let's say, okay, so I'm not going to go recreationally shop during the challenge. So I got this time on my hands. What am I going to do? How about I declutter some stuff? How about I declutter and I try and sell some of this stuff to bring a little money in? Because, when we talk about money, it's really two levers we're pulling. Either we are lowering expenses or we are increasing income. It's all some function of that. And so, if to help you keep your idle hands busy, keep your mind off of spending, what have you. If in doing that, avoiding the spending, you go through your house and you decide to declutter, or you see things that you're not using and you want to try and you know m- earn some money off of it, I think that's perfect. I think that is great, an awesome way. Um, to roll during this challenge. Okay, I'm just looking through some more comments because I got a little bit behind because I got distracted. My house guest was quiet, and it's never good when she gets quiet. Okay. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. All right. So I'm just making sure I'm not missing any questions in here. Okay. So and making it inconvenient for you to spend money, anticipating what are your triggers, your spending triggers, what is it that often causes you to spend money in ways that you would rather not, and then creating a plan for when you find yourself in that situation. What are you going to do um, to take your mind off it, to maybe create some other kind of positive in your life, what have you. Let's see. Okay. So, we talked about, like removing your credit card information because one, from a security standpoint, like somebody pointed out, you should not be saving your credit card information, nor should you be saving your login information. Okay, we talked about that, but this might also be a good time in the run up to the challenge because we don't officially start until August 16th. Is go through your email inbox and look at the emails that are in there. What are the emails that you're getting? How many of them are like sale notifications? I saw somebody say in the comments that sales are their weak spot. And I've seen a post, the meme, I guess it's not technically a meme, that if you didn't need it, having buying it on sale doesn't make a difference. You still bought something that you didn't need. So, think talking about your inbox, unsubscribe. Every go in your inbox and every email you have that's like, "Oh, we just got this in," or "Here's a discount code," or "Oh, we're having a sale." Every one of them, open that email and go down to the unsubscribe and eliminate the temptation, get temptation out your inbox. Um, what are the things that you're doing on your phone that maybe have you spending money in ways that you don't like. Um, you know, excuse me, y'all. What I tell y'all. Get quiet in there and all kind of stuff happens. Oh yeah, we were talking about um on your phone. Do you shop from your phone? Are there apps on your phone that might get you in trouble during the challenge? Be a great time to start removing those things. Um, there was I was trying a productivity hack the other week, and can't think of the name of it now. But there is a Chrome extension I installed on my computer that basically will block me from certain websites. And it like redirects my behavior every time I have this set up for this one day of the week when I'm really trying to be productive, and I think it's called Save Time. It starts with an S, if I can remember. Hold on. If I open Chrome, can I see the extensions? How do I see the extensions I have? Um, when I try to visit a website that is not on the approved list, um, when I do that, it gives me a pop-up like, "Shouldn't you be working?" It redirects my behavior. That might be something, as you're looking at your phone, you're looking at your email, you're thinking about like what your triggers are. That might be something to do is to get you a tool like that. It was the one I'm using is free to if you get distracted, if you get weak, to like re redirect your behavior or what have you. Um, okay, hold on. I saw a comment in here I want to talk about. Okay. Angie asks, where should I put the money saved from not eating out? I'll probably save at least $500. Temporarily. And I actually, Angie, you bring up another good thing. Um, if one of your goals, at the beginning of this, we talked about, hold on. Thank you. One of the things we talked about when we started was revisiting what our financial goals for the year. So if one of your goals was to save X amount of money or save, I hope it wasn't just save more money. I hope it was more specific than that. So one of the things that you can do during this challenge, and this might be a really great exercise in seeing what your spending habits and patterns are, is when you get the urge to buy a thing, and I've seen people use this in other scenarios, when you get the urge to buy the thing or you're like, "You know what? I'd really like, some Wingstop or whatever." What would that order cost? Would that order be $35? I have no idea. Um, Transfer that $35 into your high yield savings account, into your brokerage account, what have you. So where should you put the money? You can either do it at the end of the month when you're like, wow, look at all this extra money I got. You can put it in your high yield savings account or your brokerage account, or you can do it as you go during the month. I think that would be fun just to see, like, oh, how much, like, oh, in this one day, I would have spent X number of dollars, and now I got this much more in my high yield savings account or my brokerage account. That's what you should do. If you do not have a high yield savings account, everybody needs one. Nobody should be using the savings account that they have at the bank where you have your checking account. The regular savings account that is paying you less than 1% in interest, no. High yield saving accounts right now are paying somewhere between 4% and 5% interest. Everybody should have one. Um, Now, how you use it, that's going to be specific to your particular goals, but everybody should have one of those. Um, let's see. Unsubscribing was the trick for me. If I don't know it's on sale, I'm if I don't know it's on sale, I'm going to seek it out. I have had to do this in the past, and I'm about to have to do it with a fabric store that I use because every time I say I'm not going to buy any more fabric, she sends out another email like, "Look what we just got in," and that's not serving me. That's not serving me. Okay, not seek it out. You would not seek it out if you're not getting that email in your inbox. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Oh my gosh, F doctor. Okay. Stop watching these influencer hauls on YouTube. Somebody was talking earlier in the comments about the materialism that exists in the United States. Let's think about the whole concept of a haul video that I'm going to sit on the internet and I'm going to show y'all all the stuff I bought. Like, and I don't know that most of those hauls are about, I bought this because I needed it. That's not what most of them about. A lot of it is about want. So yeah, I think absolutely. What are those things that trigger your FOMO? That's like, "Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I was going there." Figuring out what those things are and eliminating them or working on a strategy uh to have if that comes up. Okay. I'm looking through the whatchamacallits again, your comments. I couldn't think of that word. Okay, if dance you need to report them because that's illegal for them not to do, and they can be fined. Um, who is it that governs that in the United States? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I would Google how to report a company that will not unsubscribe me because that's against the rules. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about, your phone, your inbox, your downtime, like having a strategy for those, removing temptation, maybe adding something like a extension on your web browser that will keep you from going to the sites and maybe you have to do several of these because I'm the kind of person who self-sabotages in such a crazy way i I will set up barriers for myself. For instance, it is an ongoing war between me and sugar. I love sugar, but sugar don't love me. Okay. And so, because I have no self control, I try not to keep sugar in the house. I don't, I try not to keep the ingredients that I could use to make baked goods in the house because I don't cook, but I will make a thing of brownies or cookies or whatever. And as much as I do that, my mind still then looks for, okay, so what's an easy alternative way I can make X, Y, and Z? Or what can I substitute for this missing ingredient that I don't have in my house? Like, I share that story to say, like, it might be a good to put idea to like layer different defenses on top of each other. So, yeah, you remove the app off your phone, but you might also want to block the website too, in case you try to work around yourself, because I do that. I'm not proud of it, but I do it. Okay. All right. Uh, what else do we need to do in order to get ready? Oh, I know one of the things that I need y'all's help with is I think it might be fun or at least interesting to for those who want to like one of the ways to when you're trying to do something new, having somebody to hold you accountable is always good, whether it's like you're trying to work out more, you're trying to eat less sugar, you're trying not to spend money for a month, whatever the thing is to like share that publicly. And so, if you wanted to post something, I know Sibongale posted something on Instagram the other day about going to participate in the challenge, trying to get this spending out of the way now. Like, it would be cool if we had a hashtag, but I have been struggling with coming up with a hashtag. So I would, if y'all got any ideas, please share them. But I think, sharing publicly that this is a no spend challenge and sharing your wins. Like, I didn't buy that pair of shoes that were 27% off today. Yay me, or I didn't order Postmates. I just added 32.57 to my brokerage account, and being able to hashtag that. I think that'd be cool. So I don't know. If anybody's got any bright ideas for a hashtag, I'd love to hear them. Um, no spend, all wins. I like that, Bridget. I like that. These are cute. These are cute. Oh, okay. Um, Going back to the question before, where should you put your money as you're not spending it? I saw several people talk about getting rid of credit card debt. Uh, I think your no spend challenge, um, funneling that money, excuse me, funneling that money you didn't spend and just sending an extra payment to the credit card. I think that's a great way. Even because, okay, the 2 that I suggested, your investment account, your brokerage account, or your high yield savings account, those are gonna earn you money. But if you've got credit card debt, paying whatever your extra savings is toward the credit card, sending them an extra payment of 27.92 or whatever, that's also making you money because remember, whatever your interest rate is on your credit card, that is what it is costing you to carry that balance. So any money you pay toward a debt is also making you money because it's money you're not having to spend. So that's a legitimate way to do it as well. Okay, Karen, eh, I don't know if you wasted $25. That is your word, but I'll donate back. And when you donate back, make sure you get your tax form so that you can get the deduction for your income taxes. Okay. All right. Let's see what else I had on my list. I think I think that might be it. Um, y'all can tell me, the folks that are here, because this is one of my plans, is for the people who signed up for the no spin challenge. I was going to send out kind of like some tracking sheets, like printables, you know, some journaling pages, that kind of stuff. Would y'all be interested in that, or am I off track? Let me know. The folks that are here live. And if you see this in the near future, the next couple of days, if you're watching this replay, let me know in the comments if y'all would be interested. Because I think just like we started the year with a vision board and talked about having something visible and tangible to help you stay focused and stay on track with your goals. I think those kinds of things would be helpful for the challenge as well. Okay. So yes, that's what I'm seeing in the comments is that yes, y'all would like those printables. Okay. So I will get on that and get those sent to you. If you have not officially signed up for the No Spin Challenge, you can go to pickygirltravelstheworld.com/no spin challenge. I think we did it, y'all. I think we covered everything. Um We talked about rules, we talked about weak spots and developing strategies, we talked about benefits. I think so. I think we did it. So like I said, you can sign up for the No Spin Challenge on my website, pickygirltravelstheworld.com/no spin challenge. The challenge officially starts August 16th and runs through September 16th. Um, and I can't think of anything else that I need to tell y'all. If there are some folks in your life who you think would also benefit from this, please feel free to either share this video, share the link to the sign up, um, because we're trying to help everybody get their money together. Um, so yeah, there's that. I mentioned retreat signups are open. Well, only the February retreat for Galentine's Day in El Salvador is open for registration. But if you are interested in any of our other locations, make sure you sign up for the wait list. That way, when we announce where we're going in April, if you are interested in Hawaii and you're like, I want to get one of those spots, I want to know when it's coming, when it's opening registration, make sure you're on the wait list for that. Um, and I think that's it. I think that's it. I need to go because it's gotten quiet in there again. I need to go and see what's going on. And I hope everybody is having a great week. And depending how much work my house guest lets me get done, I should have a new video up for y'all tomorrow, Friday. Saturday? I don't know, but I will tell her that y'all said, "Hey." Somebody asked me the other day and they was like, Does she know that you have a YouTube channel?" And I didn't. And so when I told her I was getting ready to go to work, I was gonna be on YouTube, she looked unfazed because I guess I don't make the kind of YouTube content that she consumes. So she's like, "You might as well not even be on YouTube." I don't know. I don't know. But y'all take it easy. Good night. And I will talk to y'all later on. Bye.